One. Hello and welcome to our first episode of Fuckers in a Basement. Uh, this is our first podcast where we're just going to talk about random shit each episode. First episode, we're going to talk about just video games because I just showed Nebby Jump Force, which is the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Just by the name alone, people are going to tell I'm non-binary.
Oh, of course. So I'm Scott. This is Nebby. I'm your fucking standard white boy.
I'm the gay alternative non-binary bitch.
High five. Yeah. All right. So, video games. That's a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a thing that we're going to talk about. This is going great. All right. So,
which one do you want to start off with?
I guess I already mentioned Jump Force. So let's talk about that fucking weird thing. It's basically just
Shonen could definitely open the door for so many different characters.
Yeah.
Because technically at the end of Future Diary, which is a Shonen Jump anime, Yuno and Yuki become literal fucking gods.
Yeah. So
and also Yuno's a yandere, which is in itself terrifying.
I know what some of those words mean. So yeah, Jump Force is basically just a bunch of shonen anime characters beating the fuck out of each other. The plot, I've not been keeping up on.
There is no plot.
I have no idea what the fucking plot is. I know it's just a bunch of animes are mixed together and they just go whoa, this is crazy. And they work for this fucking agency to get all the animes together and to unite against some bug people, half anthropomorphic bug people. It's fucking weird. I have not been keeping track of it at all, but I know you fight random anime characters, and some of them are different characters, but you don't get them in your roster, which is fucking weird.
Izuku Midoriya fights
Todoroki.
Todoroki.
Yeah. You fight Shoto Todoroki with his fucking ice and fire and shit, and it looks so cool. And you're like, oh man, I can't wait to unlock this character.
But then again, it's if you want to win, if you want to have a My Hero Academia fighting game, My Hero Win Justice.
That is.
I have that.
I saw some of that. Yeah, it is actually
Smash Bros, but make it My Hero Academia.
Honestly, My Hero Academia is a perfect idea for video games because fighting video games mainly.
Yeah.
Because so many different fuckers all over the place.
You can in Unknown Number 2, you can fight as you can pick you have the big three in there, Nejire, Tamaki, and Mirio.
You got the Birdman with the JoJo stand. With the JoJo stand.
Hawks?
No, the bird boy.
Tokoyami,
yeah.
Yeah, he's in there.
He's a fucking stand, basically.
You can play as Chisaki.
You can have the little fucker with the balls. He could do stuff, I guess. He could be the weakest character.
Mr. Compress?
No, the little pervy boy.
Oh, Mineta.
Mineta,
I think he's in the first one. I know you can play as Yayarozu on the first one.
Yeah. There's just
but you can also play as Fat Gums in there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I hardly know any names, but the fast boy, he's in it, right? The quick boy, the fucking class president, basically.
Yuda, yeah, he's in the first and second.
Yeah, he seems
like a great character. The second one has definitely a big roster of characters you can play from.
Yeah, that's why I kind of love a lot of anime that has that's in fighting games because there's so many to choose from and they're all very unique. There's a lot of Dragon Ball fighting games because it's great because there's so many different techniques and stuff like that.
It's an anime about fighting.
It's an anime about fighting, so that's why it's perfect for fighting games. But because it's also because each character is so unique, they have different fighting styles and stuff like that. You can see it from the Jump Force game or Dragon Ball Xenoverse or or Budokai 3. Fucking, they all have different ways of fighting. They're not always throwing the same kind of hands in other fighting games. They kind of have similar movesets. They're all so unique and special. Fucking some of them use extra ability. Piccolo stretches his arms sometimes when he fights, with a grab. Fucking Frieza uses his tail. Fucking Cell absorbs people in Budokai to transform.
I forget that he does that.
Yeah, Budokai is really cool. Fucking he in Budokai, each person can transform or fucking go Super Saiyan, and there's a little cutscene for it each time. And this is an older game, so it's pretty cool that they have this. For Budokai, they have fucking Cell, when he transforms from first form to second form, he looks around, sees 17, fucking gets up behind him, sucks him up, and then becomes second form. And it's the same thing with 18 right after, if you want to do that. And then Frieza slowly transforms by form. It's a huge fucking roster in Budokai. Like, I haven't played that much, but my brother did, and he fucking there's like so many. And I know you can play as like Yajirobe, and just fucking keep popping sensu beans over and over, so you can't die. And he can't fly either, so he's just like on the ground and just fucking running around with a little sword and just constantly popping sensu beans and being immortal. That is fucking hilarious. I love it so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this in a completely different light, and I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite video games, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Nice. Yeah.
Graphic novel, has the aesthetic of this cute little dating sim, but in reality, on Steam it has the tag of psychological horror. I love it so much.
I like that game too. I've never played it, but I saw like
this. It's free on Steam. Play it.
I'm lazy and I don't get Steam because I only have like a laptop, and I have a computer upstairs I can probably put Steam on, but I'm not sure it's gonna run good.
Excuses.
I have shitty internet in my room. That's why we're in a basement. That's why we have the PS4 here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, Doki Doki
Literature Club passes on the PS4. It's got the mainline game and then like smaller little side stories. But you do miss out some stuff because it is sort of meant to be played on a PC.
Yeah, because like a lot of
you have to go into like the files and delete characters. Yeah. Like delete Monica. That's like the big thing about the game.
Yeah, I know that was part of it, and like the game is supposed to like crash from time to time.
Yeah, that doesn't really crash.
It closes out and then
intentionally glitches out.
Yeah, it closes out so you come back and like there's a character missing from the roster.
Like crashing would be
like
the Golden Freddy jump scare, Freddy's. It's just, it just completely shuts down the game. But it doesn't really do that in Doki Doki. I've played through it at least 10 times because it's my favorite game. But it just more glitches out. It doesn't really crash. You have to like exit the game to like get into the files and everything. But it's a great game. I really recommend it.
Yeah.
Especially if you like horror and you're looking for something different.
And definitely be prepared to play a game like that.
Be prepared for
fucking
anything.
Like self-harm, death, suicide, stuff like that. Pretty fucked up shit.
There's one scene in Doki Doki I cannot handle. And that is after Yuri's death. Natsuki comes in and she throws up, and that's because I have emetophobia.
Nice.
So I can't really handle that sprite of her just... Bleh. So yeah. I'm just like, no. That's the scariest thing in that entire game.
You see, like, a person is...
It's not the fact that, Monica may have killed, like, all of her friends.
Well, when that girl vomits, you can, like, see someone, like, repeatedly stab herself, and you're like, oh, wow, that's pretty scary. And then someone throws up, like, no. I can't do that.
Nobody come to it.
Just... So yeah, Doki Doki. Read the description. Be ready for that shit.
Be ready for anything. They give you like multiple warnings.
Yeah,
it's like don't play this game if you have like issues.
I love games that like subvert expectations. Like Doki Doki. You think it's cute, but then it's like fucking horrific. There's like
the wolf in sheep's clothing type game.
Yeah, there's like God of War. From like how it usually is, you would expect it to be like just fucking bloodshed, which it kind of is, but there's also a more important element of like Kratos and Atreus bonding and becoming father, like truly father and son, and Kratos trying to understand his son when all he knows is just fucking murder, because he killed an entire pantheon, as one does. Yeah, games like that are just like take a whole new light into things from like how they're expected to be is just really nice. Like, and one of these days, we'll have a fighting game with like a really compelling story.
Definitely a video game. A lot of, I know what some people think wouldn't like blow up the way it did. I'm gonna start off with a fun little game for this segment called SCP-187.
Yes.
087.
SCP.
And then there's SCP-087-B, which SCP-087 started the craze of SCP games, which this one is about like an endless stairway. And when you get to the end, your game crashes. You die. It's inevitable.
Yeah. That's like,
And then
I can't remember the number for that one. It's like 17.
it's 087.
087. Yeah. There's a lot of numbers for SCPs. We'll probably have another episode about just SCPs.
Definitely, just SCPs in general.
Yeah, because there's a lot to cover. We can talk about our favorite SCPs. We can pull up the wiki. There's like, definitely check it out because like the wiki has like thousands. There's thousands of them. It's incredible. Just random people coming
And the
up
history of the SCP Foundation, like the SCP itself, is very interesting.
with the fiction of the SCP is. Are you talking about like the story
The
of
actual like how the entire thing started.
how the entire thing started? That's
the
cool one.
history of it.
And they can also find out like the history of like the fictional SCP Foundation. And it's so cool. And also has like a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, this real stuff happened? What if it was like an anomalous thing that made it happen?
Yeah.
Like earthquakes are caused by like a fucking vampire demon or something.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is so fucking cool. I love it. And the idea for some of these games is just awesome. Like you told me about
087 is an endless hallway, but 087B is an endless hallway.
hallway and
Hallway and stairway.
There we go.
Sorry. I meant to say stairway. 087B is an endless hallway.
This one's a different hallway.
But 087, just regular itself, is a stairway. And there have been multiple versions of it. I know someone who definitely has played a lot of like SCP games as a Markiplier, because he's very interested in SCP Foundation.
He did like Containment Breach.
He's played multiple revisions of Containment Breach. He played the Unity remake before it was canceled. He played 087, 087B. He hasn't played Secret Lab, but someone who has played Secret Lab is Thaf9. He's also done multiple videos on like general SCP. And we mentioned it, but we're going to talk about it right now. Containment Breach. It was made by Corrales. Well, that was his developer name. I think. I don't know. I know it starts with a K. Starts with a K. I don't remember what it is.
Clark.
I think it's
Clark with a K.
But he made SCP-087. Then using, I think, then he went to a different, I think, game developer site. And he made SCP Containment Breach.
And this game is fucking awesome.
It's so huge. It started off really janky, and it kind of was like, it had the similar like appearance of a Gmod game.
Yeah.
But it continuously got better over time. Like
right now,
cutscenes.
Like right now, it's like Unity is like the latest one, at least that I've seen, and it's like more polished. Like everything is like a lot more smoother.
Like the Unity remake was either Unity or Unreal. I think it was Unity. But yeah, that one got canceled. It was gonna look better, but it was gonna have more SCPs. It was gonna be even bigger. Like that one had like the remake had the paper dragons.
Oh, that's so
nice. And you
nice.
just stand in like a little like tube, and like they release and they just fly all around you, and it's so pretty.
Yeah, that's one of the nicer SCPs. There's also evil ones that like hunt you around, like SCP-173, which is a fucking
the statue
of a little. Like,
that's the like, main villain of Containment Breach. It's like you start off as a D-class personnel, who is with like I think 2 other or 3 other people.
2 others, because like
2 others.
It's standard
and
2 or 3.
You have to like take care of SCP-173's
feces.
Like you have to clean up the blood and like the feces and everything. And if you don't know SCP-173.
Is this one like
heavily inspired off of the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who?
Yeah. Is the one like the latest version of the game? Is it like the peanut shaped one, or is it the one with like
the peanut shaped one?
Oh, okay, nice. Or because I was thinking about the other one where it's like rebar coming out of the sides of it, like kind of more of a tripod stance. Yeah, because I like that one a little bit.
I think that's Shy Guy. Like the one that you don't like if you look at for long enough, it will get to a rampage.
Yeah,
that's
like,
Shy Guy.
There's like 2 different designs for the statues. The peanut-shaped one, which is
The
the more
peanut-shaped
funny
one is the
baby
actual design of 1/8
is the
what
actual
Rice
one.
would be.
I just kind of really like the one where it's like
1/7.
rebar coming out and it's like more like imposing kind of.
Yeah,
But the peanut one is just really iconic. And
It's
also
made out of concrete, rebar, and
spray painted
spray
face.
paint.
Spray painted all over the face. Like
Yep. And if you look at it, you have to keep eye contact with it. If you blink, it travels at like insane speed.
And
it will snap your neck at the base of like the base right here.
Yeah,
like completely snap.
Just like pretty much just snap your neck, instantly dead.
So like there was a malfunction in SCP Containment Breach, and the statue, it gets out, and you have to escape the facility.
And a bunch of other SCPs are breaking out, like 106, the old man.
The old man's there.
Yeah, he comes out of like shadows.
The Plague Doctor.
Plague Doctor is a good one. He's just a guy who's like
the dog.
The dog.
The dog.
And
that damn thing.
we also have like the little guys that, like mimic people's voices and like as like a predator tactic, so that way they'll like come over to you, so they'll eat you. There's
music sheets in there.
Music sheets in there in one of them, where if you go up to it, you'll be tempted to like cut yourself and write out the rest of the music sheet with blood, but you'll never be able to finish it, so you'll just bleed out and die.
I think the teddy bear is in there. I don't remember.
The teddy bear, I think, is around, but I'm not sure if any of these like.
I definitely know the unkillable reptile.
That's one you don't see.
You don't see it, but you hear him.
You hear like him like taking down helicopters and stuff.
You hear him talking to you.
Yeah, like what does
he'll
he say?
Talk to you during the game.
What does he say?
I don't remember, but like you hear him. That's the thing. You'd see him, but you don't hear him.
Yeah. I never thought we'd like get like a good look at him.
Yeah, but he's like.
He's a big boy. He's a big reptile. Like he's kind of like a skull.
The unkillable reptile.
He's a big.
Keep him in like
hulking creature.
A giant vat of acid. That's how you contain him.
He's a giant like hulking lizard, like constantly regenerating, and he's like super strong, and he just wants to kill everything. He's like kind of like long hair.
It's almost kind of hair.
Yeah. Almost kind of hair. It's weird, and it like, kind of drapes over most of his face, and like only you can see like the tip of his mouth. There's like kind of just bony exterior, not even flesh or anything.
Like the lizard skull is like showing through.
Yeah, and the rest of it is more reptilian, and it is spooky. So yeah, there's a bunch of different SCPs, and there's also helpful SCPs. Like, is 999 in it?
I don't know for sure.
Okay, well, I know at least.
I think he was gonna be in the remake.
999 said Orange Blob.
I think he was gonna be in the Unity remake.
Nice. I do know that there's these little eyeballs. They're like it sounds gross, but they're like little eyeballs. They're like with yellow and orange. A yellow one that has like yellow wrapped around it and has a little wheel at the bottom of it so it can move around. And the other one's orange, the same design, kind of like a little, like it's like that little pear shape with the eye in it, and then like a little tip, and then and they're like little dogs basically. They love you. They will protect you once you free them, and they are really useful because they can't blink, which means if 173 the statue shows up again, it will stare it down, so that way it'll slowly back up with you. So that way it will just keep you safe from it forever. So that one is you're basically safe from that one once you have those little guys. But you still have to watch out for the old man, the shy guy, who is a guy, if you look him in the face, he will just fucking go in uncontrollable rage and kill you. Like, there's nothing else you can do after that. There's the Plague Doctor, who will kill you with a touch and turn you into a zombie.
He wants to cure you
of something called the pestilence.
But he ends up killing you, and he'll turn you into a zombie.
It's like he's a very like cryptic.
Like, he'll chase you around the entire facility.
Yeah. Well, not chase, walk at you.
Yeah, but he chases. He's
just going at it.
Touch.
He's like, come here, let me touch you.
That's like the no touch man.
Like, no, don't touch me there. This right here's my no square.
And somebody thought that Containment Breach would be even better as a multiplayer game.
That would be really fun.
Which starts off the talk of SCP Secret Laboratory, which started off as a Gmod multiplayer called Breach, where you play as either Chaos Insurgents, Ninetale Fox operatives, an SCP, a scientist, or D-class personnel. and you all have different goals, and it's multiplayer, and you have the ability to talk within your group. And one of the funniest aspects of having declass personnel is when you get to like the loudspeaker, you get to talk over the loudspeaker, and the entire facility hears you, which leads to like some really funny interaction.
And there's like a few SCPs you can play as, like the red little fuckers that like mimic human voices.
He
There's
plays the dog, 173, the plague doctor, shy guy,
is that it?
and different ones. I believe the ones that are in Containment Breach you can play as.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
So you can play as like the computer, and you're like a spectator for the entire game, and it sucks.
And he's like, hey, come on, come over here and give me your launch code.
You want to come over here and make a deal with me?
You want some drugs?
Because that happens in Containment Breach. Make a deal with the computer.
Ooh, is the mask there?
The
Like
mask?
the mask knows. I know the mask is in Containment Breach, and he's just like, hey, you can let me out, and I'll just leave you alone.
I have no idea.
That would be a good one. Like you're sitting as a mask, but like if people like end up getting too close to you, they'll like be attracted towards you, and then they'll have to put you on, and then you control their body for a limited amount of time.
Ooh.
That would be a really cool thing to add on to that multiplayer game. Like it's all about like you choose where you start off in placement. So like if people can see you from like a certain range and not be attracted, but once they get too close, they'll be forced to put on the mask, and then boom, you have control of their body for like a few minutes because the body will deteriorate because the mask like kind of erodes it. Yeah.
You can't talk about computer now. I just want to talk about I have no mouse, but I'm a screen. Based off of the book of the same name, it's about a war, a massive war, and the allies for the Americas are, for America is Russia and China. They create 3 master computers, but then the one from America, from the USA, of course, takes over and says, "Hey, I'm gonna go sentient," and kills the entire world population except for 5 people.
Yeah. So like the American
Who it like continuously like tortures by like bringing up its trauma and like continuing their lives for a good 173 years. But we really like the Allied Master Computer because he's like a sentient AI. He goes evil.
So what you're saying is the US makes a computer and it takes over the world.
Basically, yes.
USA.
And
USA.
at the end, if you don't defeat, I think, the Allied Master Computer, or AM as it's called, you turn into a jelly, like a living jelly, and you have no mouse. And the ending line for at least a good 3 or 4 of the endings is I have no mouse and I must scream. And it's disturbing as shit. It's a point and click game from the 90s. Which is like, how kind of cool is that though?
That's pretty cool. I like
really
that.
Disturbing.
It's spooky. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have PS4 turned off, so I forgot what we were looking at. We were talking about Jump Force, SCP stuff, Doki Doki. We can talk about Overwatch.
Yeah, and the lawsuit.
The lawsuit.
That's interesting.
We can talk about the lawsuit first, and then like the game itself.
The game itself, yep. Yeah.
So lawsuit. Activision is
Activision Blizzard.
Activision Blizzard.
It's 2 companies in one.
Activision Blizzard is a little cheeky little
going through a massive lawsuit by the state of California for having a frat boy work environment towards women. Like, it was so bad that at a work trip a woman killed herself.
Yikes! Holy shit!
It's absolutely terrible.
So yeah, there's some boycotts going around for Activision Blizzard, which is justified.
Mm-hmm. World of Warcraft, all like the production for that has like completely stopped. Because the workers have just said, we ain't doing this shit anymore.
Yeah.
A CEO, I think Activision Blizzard, said, we were unaware that this thing was happening, and all the workers went, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I don't think they're gonna settle the lawsuit. I think they're gonna lose because it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of evidence.
Yeah, I do hope they lose, which sucks because I mean, like I hope they lose their lawsuit, which is good because like they're a terrible company. But
But like some of the games are good. That's the
like
problem.
Overwatch,
Overwatch, we
we
both
both
like.
love very much. Like,
Yeah.
and the people who made that put in a lot of heart and soul into it.
Jeff Kaplan.
Jeff Kaplan. He fucking
He left.
he left.
Which is kind of like he was there for like 5 years working on Overwatch. Why did he leave the team?
Frat house.
Maybe
Frat house.
that leads up suspicions.
Yeah, but yeah. So now we're just talking about Overwatch.
Yep.
Overwatch is
first-person shooter game available on Switch, Xbox, PS4,
and Steam.
and Steam.
And Steam.
No, not on Steam.
Not on Steam.
Not on Steam. No.
Not on Steam.
Because PC you have to buy like separate.
Okay.
Because it's made by Activision Blizzard.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
specifically a Blizzard game because like specifically Blizzard made it. There's no Activision ties to Overwatch.
So Overwatch is a pretty popular game. It's if anybody knows what Team Fortress 2 is, it's a lot like that, except way bigger roster.
Yeah, there's a lot more characters.
With a lot more with very unique characters with their own like motives and backstories.
And their own skill sets.
Like there's Genji, who's basically a ninja. He can deflect bullets.
He can throw shurikens.
Throws shurikens. He can throw like 3 at a time. He always throws 3 at a time, like 3 in rapid succession in straight line. Or you can throw them like out, spread out, and like throw all 3 of them spread out, so he can hit multiple targets.
Mm-hmm.
He can deflect. He can dash with the sword and like go like any direction with the dash, and it does like a little bit of damage.
All characters have an ultimate ability.
They always have ultimate abilities, which are all unique.
Yep, unique to every characters except. And they're all like pretty good, except Mercy sucks.
Yeah, Mercy got fucked. She's a healer.
Mercy got sucked. I feel so bad for her,
yeah.
Her character, because she was a healer. I played Mercy in my Mercy main. She used to be able to resurrect her dead teammates, and now she just flies around.
Yeah, like she used to be able to like her res ability is now like something she can do for one person at a time every 30 seconds.
Every 30 seconds, and it sucks.
But
because
the res,
then you're just like. Because her ultimate ability, Resurrection, used to be like a really quick animation, but now this one is just like, I'm gonna take forever and a day to do this Resurrection. Yeah. That way snipers can easily kill me, and it's just like...
Yeah, she got messed
You're
up.
already a healer, you're already getting targeted.
Like, any healer will always be targeted.
No matter what.
But Mercy is especially so, because she's like a lot weaker than the other ones, and she can't really defend herself so much, because she has to switch from like healing to a gun.
Like she can't like do like the whole
and her gun's not
Moira thing of like she has like her 2 hands are free and she can it's like one mouse click like sends out damage, one the other mouse click sends out healing. It's just you gotta like scroll, then you gotta shoot, and then you gotta scroll again, and then I fucking hate it.
Yeah. It's hard to fight with Mercy.
It's hard to fight, but
also, she can fly now, which is kind of cool, but like it does not make up for what.
It's just a glorified like
dash.
It's a glorified guardian angel.
Yeah.
It's like her ability to like swoosh different teammates.
Yeah. And her new ult is just her like
flying around, and all of a sudden she can heal
and she can heal multiple people
at one time.
Which is something that Lucio can do normally.
Yeah, it's like
but like it's a little bit better than Lucio's thing, and she also can do damage buff, which is helpful, but like if those guys are like low, you will only focus on healing. So with that,
you pretty much only focus on healing because everyone else is like, I'm going to like not avoid taking damage at all costs because we may have a shield, but Reinhardt's somehow not using it.
Yeah, it's a rough thing.
It's rough. That's why I stopped playing competitive.
So about
it's so toxic.
So less about like Mercy and more about the gameplay. We got like tanks, we have
damage
and support. Support is how it sounds. They just like
your
healers mainly. They have a few other extra things. Like they could do some damage. Some of them, like Ana's a sniper.
All of them can do damage.
But just some of them can't do a lot of damage. Like there's Mercy, for instance.
She can't. She's a more heal character than damage character.
Yeah. Then there's people like
because you're either healing or damage boosting, or you've got your gun out and you're fighting.
Yeah. But they got like characters like Brigitte who can like heal on the side while absolutely fucking people
It's
up.
like Lucio too.
Yeah, Lucio is like a great support character because he heals without even trying
Like you have to be in like a certain radius
to get heals
of
from him,
the
and he
character.
can boost up the healing, or he can turn on a speed boost. So if you die and there's like, other people that die too, you can all rush back with him. So it's very, very
The
useful.
wall ride ability is one of my favorites for
Oh,
Lucio.
it's so cool. Lucio is just an all around like really good character, and also his little like fucking uh, other attack where he like pushes people is so
You can
strong.
push people off the edge of the fucking map.
I done that with like 3 people one time. It was awesome.
It's really fun.
It is so good. And like especially for like there's a lot of certain maps where you're like gathering a point, and then it's like there's one map, what was it, like Greece, where like you're all around the edge of it where one of the points are. You can literally just sit by the door where one of them will have to come in. They'll come around, you can fucking bump them out. It's awesome. So Lucio, probably my favorite
Great
player to
support
play as a
character.
support character.
I like playing Mercy because I like
Mer-
because Mercy pretty.
Mercy pretty.
Mercy
yes,
pretty.
we know. Little simp.
Mercy pretty.
And then damage. We have damage is the biggest the
Damage
biggest roster.
has the most roster. It's
Like they have Reaper, who is like a shotgun character who can like annihilate tanks and healers.
he doesn't reload his guns.
He throws them out
throws
and
them,
pulls out new ones.
gets out 2 new guns.
That is the ultimate Chad move. So like
he just doesn't care.
doesn't care. He has money apparently.
He's made of smoke.
He's made of smoke.
Don't worry about it.
He can
He's
go
made of smoke.
intangible, which makes him a little bit faster for a little bit. He
He's
can
invincible.
teleport to certain areas. And his ultimate is him like fucking shooting guns fucking crazy all over the place. So you can like get in the middle of guys and just kill everybody. And it does so much damage.
That's easy team wipe if you are good.
Yeah. And then you got like his opposite, Soldier 76, who is basically just a Call of Duty character.
Basically Captain America but with a gun.
He like shoots
And
it just shoots
severe
like
trauma.
a rifle. He shoots a rifle, and then his other attack is like he shoots like a tri explosion thing, which does like pretty
little
good.
rockets.
Shoots out little rockets that does some damage. And then he also has like a little heal thing where he throws on a heal pod so he can heal himself and other people in a short radius.
Mhm.
And then his ultimate is basically just auto lock. Like it's aimbot.
It's an aimbot.
It's an aimbot.
It's an aimbot.
Except it doesn't move your thing. It's just
Again,
like if you're in the screen, if you're visible on the screen, it will hit you.
Definitely.
Like there's no
Trust me.
There is nothing else you can do. It will hit you no matter what.
It's even worse when you hear like the ultimate and you're just like, where is he?
It's like, I got you, my son. Fuck. And then we have McCree, which is a little rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting. Shoots a little revolver.
Yep, that's a character we definitely need to talk about involved in the lawsuit. Because he's actually named after a worker at Activision, who of course is named Justin McCree. And at BlizzCon, which is their giant convention, because they have so many games, it's like, wow. He had a suite where it was like full of booze, and it was called the Cosby Suite.
Yeah.
So I bet you can tell what was going on there. So the people on Twitter especially have called out for Jess McCree to either be killed off in Overwatch 2 or in the game to have Jess McCree not be his real name, which could definitely work better than killing off McCree because he's a very big part of the lore.
Exactly.
Because he's all this thing going on with like Blackwatch and like Reaper and Genji.
Yeah, he's a big part of. Yeah, the story
like the
is
Deadlock gang.
The story is also another whole other thing, which like it expands a little bit on like special events. Like we have like some Blackwatch missions, or we have like some actual missions, and like
Overwatch. It's called Archives. Where it talks about lore. It's got
But those only show up on certain events, and on Anniversary, I'm pretty sure all the archives are available.
Yes.
So that's how you can go learn more about the story, but it doesn't include a lot of the characters because again, it's a huge roster, but it's usually like 4 people in the archive missions against computers. So it's hard to get everyone involved, but it definitely does expand on the story, and you can also look up
in a very creative way.
Yeah, you also can look up like commercials that share some insight. Basically, the whole thing is like
the cinematics.
Cinematics are also a good way to expand on the lore. But character lore is a bit harder to find for individual guys because usually they have like a little something. For like more newer characters have like a little something.
But then like as time goes on, they add more.
Yeah.
So character we can talk about with that. We can talk about Widowmaker's lore.
Widowmaker's lore is really sad.
So her name was Amelie. She's French. She was a ballerina, and then she meets Gerard, who worked for Overwatch.
and Overwatch is the name of the game, and also this organization that works together.
It's a peace organization.
Yeah. We should probably talk about the organization first.
Okay, so Overwatch is like a peace organization
That was made during
the Omnic War, which is when robots called Omnics rose up against humanity to actually, get rights, because this is a social issue.
Yeah. And they do eventually.
They win. Overwatch wins.
Overwatch wins, and they will get like a peace treaty.
And there is a peace treaty like on the way for Omnics.
But then somewhere along the way, their private ops group called Blackwatch, they done
fucks up everything.
Fucks up everything. They did a lot of shady shit, and somebody betrayed them. Was it Reaper?
It was no. What happened was Reaper and Blackwatch, which is Genji, McCree, and Moira, and of course led by Reaper, or Gabriel Reyes, as he was called. They went to go take out a guy from Talon, which happens in Overwatch Retribution. And, they were supposed to take him in alive. Reaper kills him.
Mm-hmm.
And then that leads to a fight. And then Gabriel Reyes and Jack Morrison, who is Soldier 76, they have a fight. And the Swiss headquarters is blown up.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, everyone thinks Reyes and Morrison are dead. They're not.
They're dead. Yeah. And also, Amelie is brainwashed
by
Talon and
which
betrays
is a terrorist group.
And uses her husband's information after killing him.
Yep, she kills him.
After killing her husband.
That's why her name is Widowmaker.
She betrays Overwatch by using his information that he has.
She gets kidnapped and brainwashed. They don't know why. They don't know what happened to her. They send her back home because they think she's fine. Because she's of course traumatized, but they're like, we think you're good to send you home. That was all part of Talon's plan.
Yeah.
She kills Gerard in her sleep.
And Gerard's a big part of Overwatch.
He's a massive part of Overwatch. He's been in so many, he was a good friend of Reyes.
Yeah. Then he's dead, and that just helps.
And she becomes a sniper for Talon.
Yeah. And basically, that just helps on the implosion of Overwatch. So Blackwatch has that fucked up mission.
Overwatch gets shut down by the United Nations.
Shut down by United Nations, and
the world.
And years later, there's a lot more conflicts going on around. There's 30 years later, and
God damn.
This monkey,
gorilla from the moon colony.
This hyper intelligent moon monkey
named Winston,
who's a scientist.
He's a scientist.
Is doing some experiments, and he's seeing shit is going down around the world.
And he's
a second Omnic invasion.
The second Omnic uprising.
Yeah, some Omnics are still not satisfied, and they just want to be the dominant species. There's of course there's Omnics who are against that, like Zenyatta, who's basically a monk.
He's a monk.
And
remember when there was an Omnic who was a monk as well.
He died.
He got absolutely fucking murdered by Widowmaker, and that was so sad.
Yeah.
Because it was such a sad cinematic. Because he was like, "I'm gonna preach peace." I'm like everyone should live in harmony under the iris, which is like harmony, basically.
Yeah.
But then Widowmaker's like, no, and then fucking kills him.
Yeah. So yeah.
The lesbian tries to stop her, but we can't do shit.
Tracer, who is somebody who can zip, zap, zap.
Tracer, the literal face of Overwatch.
Yeah.
A lesbian. A canonical lesbian. Yet people are still homophobic.
Yep. There's a high five. So Monkey Boy sees that shit's going down, and he says, "You know what? Fuck it. We need Overwatch again." And then Reaper, Gabriel Reyes, who now goes by Reaper. Almost said something really bad. I almost
misspoke.
We're fine. So
don't do the thing. People are gonna realize you're on thin ice.
So he comes in with a bunch of Talon operatives, and they try to break shit. Winston fights them off. And
after Reaper breaks his glasses.
After he breaks his glasses, he goes into a rage and just beats the fuck out of him.
And then Overwatch is called again.
Yeah, he calls in Overwatch after he did a few, he tries a couple times, but he doesn't know how to start it off. It's everyone in Overwatch, camera falls down, restarts. People Overwatch, this is Winston, obviously. Fucking.
He tries to, like get everyone together with like this video and like explaining what's going on. He fails a few times.
He fails a few times.
But eventually he does recall Overwatch.
Yeah.
And
like
there's a cinematic for Overwatch 2 that's like Overwatch is back.
Yeah. And like there's like a few people who see the call, like Tracer May.
Tracer answers the call.
Yeah.
May sees it and she decides, hey, I'm gonna, leave the Antarctic.
Yeah.
And I'm going to walk.
May woke up in cryo sleep, got herself an ice gun, got a signal, saw the
team
call.
For the Overwatch like ecosystem, it was like for like the environment, fucking died in cryo sleep.
Yeah.
She's the only one left.
So she got some protective gear, went out to meet up with Winston to join the group after making a little robot buddy.
Snowball. Snowball's been there since the beginning.
Yeah, he's a real one. So then we got May, we got Genji kind of joins in eventually.
Genji and Hanzo, the brothers.
Yeah, Hanzo.
Somebody
I'm
on
not sure
Twitter.
what's up with Hanzo.
Do you want to hear the dumb shit somebody said about Hanzo and Genji? So they're both Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
They're brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was upset that they looked alike. And they were like, Blizzard doesn't know how to make Asian characters. It's like
they're related.
They're
also they do not
brothers. They're actual brothers.
Also, you look at their younger characteristics, like with like cosmetics when they're like younger, they don't look exactly alike. They definitely have like different character, like hair aside, they definitely have different characteristics. Like
they're obviously
like Genji has like a sharper chin.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, like they have different characteristics. You can. Like, if you give them the same haircut, you can definitely tell them apart.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, something looks off.
Yeah. They're Japanese and they're brothers. So they're definitely
Of course they're going to look alike.
Of course they're going to look alike.
They're blood related.
I look like my family members. Like, people can say, like, I look like a guy version.
Father.
People say, like, I look like a guy version of my sister. So, like, yeah, of course they're gonna fucking look the same. But even then, they still look different enough you can tell them apart.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. That's really dumb.
But
he definitely does look. Genji does look very different now because he's fucked up.
Because Hanzo tried to kill him, and then Mercy said, "I'm gonna save your life."
Goes
and turns him into a cyborg.
Turns into a fucking cyborg. He takes off.
Who then goes to Zenyatta and learns inner peace with himself and forgives his brother for trying to kill him.
It's really good. There's a lot of story here. Definitely check out Overwatch.
And I think it's kind of good. But some characters really deserve backstories.
Yeah.
Zenyatta, all we know is that he's a monk.
Hampton. The hamster.
Hammond?
Sorry, I haven't played the game in a while.
Hammond technically has lore.
He does have lore, but I want more.
Smart hamster on the lunar moon colony.
Who doesn't have a lot of information?
Lucio
definitely deserves a lot more information. I know Symmetra's like an architect.
Symmetra's an architect. She has autism actually, which is really cool.
There's a lot of representation in Overwatch, like
because they have characters from like almost every single country,
like several different
Zarya's
countries.
From Russia. Mercy's from
Sweden.
She's from Switzerland. She's Swiss.
Oh no.
Torbjorn is from Sweden.
Yeah, Torbjorn's Swedish. Fucking Reinhardt is German
because that's his daughter.
Reinhardt is like German.
Reinhardt's from Germany.
Reyes
is from China. Reyes is from, I believe,
Mexico?
He's from South America.
He's
Southern America. He's like Latin American.
Yeah. And
Sombra is from I think Mexico.
Yeah. And then good old Soldier 76 from good old America.
And McCree, he's obviously from Texas.
Yes, naturally. And then
Echo, she's technically a robot. We don't know where she's from.
Zenyatta is probably from somewhere in like Buddhist territory.
Like he's around. I think he's in he lives in like Asia. There goes Gus.
He definitely, there goes the dog. Like he definitely is. Zenyatta definitely lives in Asia because he's definitely from like a Buddhist area.
Symmetra, I think she's from India.
That makes sense.
I believe because she does have a skin that looks like a goddess.
Yeah, Farah is from Egypt.
She's technically Egyptian, but she's like Egyptian Canadian. Because her father's Canadian and her mom Anna, who's also in the game, is Egyptian herself.
That's cool.
Because her husband's name is Sam.
That's nice. And then we have just shitloads of characters everywhere. Fucking.
Of course, Widowmaker's from France.
Roadhog and Junkrat are both from Australia, which is a fucking wasteland.
Yeah, except for the Omnic Uprising.
Because of the Omnic.
Australia hated it so much that like a group of them decided to like try and go blow up the reactor. It caused a nuclear blast.
So now it's
Australia
a fallout.
Is a wasteland.
Like there's like a Junkland, and there's a queen there,
Junkertown.
Junkertown,
The Junk Queen.
Junk Queen, and that's like probably one of the bigger cities now because it's just fucking barren everywhere
It's
else.
just a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like going great.
Everyone's fine.
Diva's from Korea. She's a part of the Korean War.
Yeah.
Or the Korean military.
And she's like 20.
She's 19.
I thought they said she was like 20. She's like 19
she's
or 20.
19. They changed her age from 16 to 19 because they had a child
in a war
getting hit with things like bullets and rockets and explosions. So they had to change up because they had to change the name because they had to change her age for ratings, for rating purposes.
She's also a gamer. We relate.
Yep. Then Lucius from Brazil.
Yeah. There's a shitloads of other characters you can probably look up, and like, yeah, Overwatch is a huge game, but like it's a huge lore game, but like the actual game itself
is not lore heavy at all.
Is not lore heavy. It has nothing to do with lore at all.
Like some maps, like Watchpoint Gibraltar, Lunar Colony.
The castle one is a big one for Reinhardt.
Oh, Eichenwald.
Eichenwald, yeah. Because that's where like his boss is.
That's like where
his corpse.
That's where like his friend died.
That's where his dad, like his father figure, died.
Yeah. The skins. We talk about the skins.
Oh yes, the skins are amazing.
There's like customizable skins. There's
well, not customizable.
There's like common, epic, or legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary have like some of the best.
Yeah. The common ones are like not that interesting. They're just like different colored sprites.
They're just like the character, but like give it like a bit of different color, like a different accent color. Like Mercy's are generally just like her entire suit is like white. And then you can make it blue or red. Make it gold or red. But an epic one, like there's like blue, purple, and gold. Like people change like almost the entirety of the look. Yeah. It's like it'll change like the white to like cobalt or gold. Yeah. So like they'll change a little bit. But the legendary skins change up everything. It's like a whole other world. Which Mercy is love it. And Reinhardt, you can get like what is his boss's name? Like I don't remember. It's like a full gold armor, like he's got like gold. Like kind of like fur over the shoulders and like kind of wing-tipped helmet. And then there's it's like amazing. A different version of that skin. That's like mossy because like the guy dies. Covered in like plants, and that's only available in the Origins version, which is the first version of Overwatch to come out. I got that one. And you can also get the overgrown Bastion skin. Bastion is a Omnic who was in the war, but he malfunctioned, so now he's just like a little peaceful guy. He has PTSD. And he has a bird named Ganymede. He has a bird friend, and he can like turn into a turret and just fuck shit up. So he's really strong in certain situations. Yeah, but yeah, his skin he can have like he doesn't have too much different skins. But his legendary skins are really cool. Yeah, he's like a wood one where it's like kind of like a cartoonish looking one. He's a steamboat one. A race car one, I think. The race car, the dune buggy. The dune buggy one looks good, and the overgrown one is just him more mossy, like in the commercial. Moss. He's got a little bird nest on his shoulder. Yeah, there's like so many other ones. Genji has a lot. Genji has a lot of skins. He has like an Oni one. Some of the skins have lore attached to them because the Odette skin for Widowmaker. Has a little blip about her being a ballerina. Yeah. Mercy, like some of them have. Like, Mercy has a shit ton. She's got some really good legendary skins. Yeah, because like Mercy. Pink Mercy. It was only during an event with the BCRF, which was like breast cancer awareness. Mm-hmm. You donated $15 and you get a skin where it was like Mercy. She's wearing pink. She's got pigtails, and she makes new sounds. That's really nice. Yeah, there's like the skins are fucking incredible when they're legendary. There's like so many we could talk about. Like the Oni one for Genji, where he's like basically like a Japanese demon. Mm-hmm. It looks really good. Doesn't even Japanese. Yeah, it's a really good one. There's also like his sand dune one. Is it kind of like one of those things that people wrap around their heads to like block out the sun in the desert? I remember. I don't remember the name of it, but it looks really good. There's also Sparrow, where he's like young when he was younger before he got fucked up by his brother. Before he became a cyborg. Yeah. There's one like that for Hanzo as well. Mm-hmm. Some other characters. There's Lucio has one where he has like a DJ Mouse where he has like Dead Mouse who has a hat. He has one like that but for a frog. He also has one. There's also anniversary skins, which is just like anniversary skins are really
They're
cool.
the best ones. Like I have one for Lucio where he's like jazzed out, like wearing like
The
jazz outfit.
skin.
I also have
It plays different music. It plays different music.
It's really good. And also there's like Doomfist has like a formal wear one. I have one like that. It's just like he's just all dressed up like for a big event. That's
Diva every single year gets an anniversary skin.
oh my
She's
god.
gotten Cruiser.
He's gotten
Black
Cruiser.
Cat.
Police officer was one of them.
The police officer, I think is one of them.
Maybe. Black Cat. And then...
She's got the surfer one.
Yeah. And all these ones are like customize the tank, the mech suit she's in, and her other outfit.
Like,
she has like a made cat outfit for
cat outfit. That's the
Yeah.
Black Cat one.
Yeah. And then there's
The cop one makes noises.
Roadhog
Makes the
Roadhog has some pretty intense ones. He has the butcher outfit, which is like a demon one, and he has this thing where he like inhales a thing that increases his health. But for
It's
the
only for
butcher,
him.
only for him. But for the butcher outfit, it's like a little pot of blood he drinks. It's so cool.
Yeah, like Junkrat, like for Christmas, he got a Krampus skin.
Oh, that one's.
And then he got the Rat King.
The Rat King. Because
he's
he's a little rat boy. He's a little junky rat.
Don't call him a rat boy.
His name is Junkrat.
I
He
know,
knows
don't
what
call
he
him
is.
a-
Yeah,
New
there's.
Australia, so technically it's not.
There's a lot of different like legendary skins, and they all look incredible.
They're all unique.
Zenyatta has a Cthulhu one.
For Halloween, you got a Cthulhu one. It's all good.
It's so
For
good.
Symmetra, she got a dragon one.
She got the dragon one looks really cool too.
Yep. Reaper has, I think, 2 Halloween skins.
He has,
one
like,
is a vampire and one is a pumpkin head.
Yeah, Pumpkinhead and Dracula, and then he also has a lot of legendary skins. I have the Nevermore one where it's like, which is a reference to Edgar Allan Poe's.
And the
Nevermore.
blurb is quote the Raven Nevermore.
Quote the Raven Nevermore, and he's just kind of like he has like a raven aesthetic, like a raven mask, like feathers on his shoulders, dark purple cloak, looks really good. What else we got? Soldier 76. There's Grillmaster 76. Where he's just like got a dad look. He still has a gun, but he also has like a Kiss the Cook apron on and a Hawaiian shirt and khaki shorts.
Mhm.
Hilarious. There's a lot of funny ones. There's also like
Summer
really
Games, I
cool.
think is going on right now.
What?
Summer Games is going on.
Summer Games is going on right now, so
Because it's like the Summer Olympics.
yeah, Summer Olympics. They have a lot of like
Or she
different
has like
events.
a almost goddess look to her Summer Games skin.
Yeah, she has a goddess.
Very
one.
Greek inspired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many different events that happen from time to time.
There's
Winter.
in order. There's like by start of the year to the end. There's Lunar New Year
Mm-hmm.
because this is a Chinese game. Then there's I think Archives.
Yeah.
Anniversary, Summer Games, Halloween, and then Christmas.
Yeah, there is a lot. Yeah. There's a lot. So there's plenty of opportunities to get like more unique legendary skins. If you save up gold, you get from loot boxes,
You see with the in-game currency.
in-game currency.
Spend that
Don't
skins.
don't use actual money because don't use actual money for that. Come on. You're better than that. You specifically. You are better than that.
Yes.
You right there, Sam. You're better than that. We don't really know a lot of Sams.
We don't.
We don't. So if some random fucker named Sam sees this, love you, man. Great. I don't care what your therapist says. You're doing fine.
That's not healthy.
It's not healthy. Keep listening to your therapist. Anyway, I feel like we talked a lot about Overwatch.
We have talked a lot about Overwatch.
There is a lot to talk about with Overwatch, though. So what else? What other games are there?
Scary games.
Scary games.
I like horror games.
Ah, yes, you do. I do not have a lot of scary games, but I do appreciate them. Like, there's the Friday 13th game where someone plays as Jason, and the other ones are
Dead by Daylight,
campers.
but make it.
Dead by Daylight. There's also another game I
But the
saw.
Freddy model looks better.
Yeah. I saw a...
Jason, not Freddy.
Right.
Freddy's in Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
But he's not.
There's also another game where it's like up to 5 people, 4 guys are soldiers, and there's one Predator, like from the movie
Oh,
Predator.
Predator.
That's
That
really
game.
that's really
Alien
cool.
Isolation.
Yeah, that's a game I really kind of want because like the Predator's like hopping from tree to tree, can go invisible. You can see like a shimmer, and there's also like computers that will be hunting down the other players and the Predator. The Predator can kill a pig to regain some health. There's like the people have to either kill the Predator or finish their objectives and get to the chopper and leave.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. That was terrible. We're gonna edit that out. So yeah, they have to run away from the Predator. They could, if the Predator dies, it would be like there's like a few different ways it could go down. The Predator can like activate an explosion, or the players who have to defend the Predator body so they can keep it from away from like the evil AI. That's evil AI like soldiers. They're trying to take it. Stuff like that. So like, there's a lot of ways that game can go down when you play it, and there's like different customizable stuff you can do for the soldiers and the Predator. You can get different look for the Predator. You can add on some more weapons to the Predator, like a big sword, which is what I've heard is pretty strong. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. I have not played the game, but I really want it.
He needs to play more horror games.
I could.
Because he's a little pussy.
Anyway.
Punch me, that's a hate crime. Call me that guy.
Shut up.
Oh, cut that out. Cut that out. That's the exact same.
I'm gonna get that shit.
We're just gonna cut that cut. It's just gonna.
Yeah, we'll cut that out if I figure out. If not, that'll stay in.
You could probably use like film editing thing because like you could probably get like film. Out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
So where were we? Right.
You're talking about Predator.
Predator. Yeah, that would be a very fun game. I would love to have and play with friends because, like, yeah, like if you have like 4 friends, it would be so much fun to play with them because, like, you're fucking running from one friend who's going, I'm in the trees.
I've talked about it, but like Dead by Daylight, I love it. I love Dead by Daylight so much. It's they're like 4 survivors and 1 killer. The survivors are in a 3rd-person view. The killer, is in a 1st-person view. And there's a worse version of Dead by Daylight out there called Identity 5.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good because it's the community's racist.
Little race.
Genshin Impact.
Oh, okay.
So, in Dead by Daylight, it's completely silent. There is no talk in between the teammates. And
Unless you join like a Discord.
Unless you go through Discord, obviously.
That could be a fun. I would kind of want to do that. So like everyone can like coordinate and just gang up on the monster.
You can't. You have to. The only thing you can't kill the killer.
Yeah, you can.
You have to either escape or die. And there's like licensed like killers from Dead by Daylight, like Freddy Krueger, but it's from like the 2010 remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. There's the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. There's Nemesis from Resident Evil.
Ghostface
Pyramid
from
Head,
Scream.
Ghostface. What else? Not Jason Voorhees. Michael Myers and Leatherface.
Isn't it like a xenomorph from Alien in there too?
No, there's no xenomorph.
Oh.
Sadly.
All right. That's a lot of monsters.
But like Dan Salvato, the creator of DDLC, was like, what if we put like Monica in Super Smash Bros? And I've been thinking about like what if Monica was in Dead by Daylight?
Should we switch over to some Nintendo games? We could talk about the crazy DLC characters in Smash right now.
Sans.
Sans is a customized.
Sans is in. No, Sans is in Super Smash Bros. That's as far as we'll get.
Yeah. There's also like the new DLC characters. I'm so terrible at remembering the names, but there's like a
Joker from Persona.
Joker. There's also like those 2 girls that are one character from Xenoblade, I think. Xenoblade Chronicles. I can't remember their names, but they're basically like they did what they did in Brawl with Zelda and Sheik, where they're like the same character. They just switch out with like down B. And they did it with those two. But those two on their own are fucking strong. And you switch them up. There's also like how there's different customizable stuff. Like you switch out different colors of them. There's one where they have the same hair color and the same slightly discolored outfit. So like they look alike. So if you're playing a game and somebody does that, they're monsters because they could switch out, and if you're not paying attention, like closely paying attention, you have no idea which one it is, and they have completely different move sets. So they will fuck you. Like you could expect one of them to be like the quick one with the green strikes that will slash you from anywhere, or you could expect the one with the fire blade that will just fucking send you flying, but can't reach very far. So you have no idea what to expect, and either one of them will kick your ass. I know because Josh did with those characters.
Favorite Nintendo game?
Yeah, Xenoblade.
Xenoblade?
Yeah. Then
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Yeah. So that's a character I don't like. There's also this new Tekken character who can do like a combo that'll carry you across the stage. He also has like a little laser beam ability that'll hit you from across the stage. There's also he can also jump really fucking high with his up special. He's also has like armor for some of his attacks. He also has some. That's the thing I don't like about him because he's kind of fucking strong. If you're like half decent player, then you also have like he also has like something really cool about him. If it was like I'm pretty sure it's only like if you're 1v1, but if he grabs you and throws you, it like zooms in just like in Tekken. Zooms in, does a little animation. It's pretty cool.
Speaking of Nintendo, did you hear what Valve is doing?
No.
They're making a $400 console that is like only Steam games available. Valve, they like created Steam, but they also created amazing games like Portal. Great game.
Yep.
But it's $400, and it's like most of these games are already on the Switch. Like you can get the entirety of Five Nights at Freddy's. Like you can get like Help Wanted, and then like one through Security Breach. Not Security Breach. That's not out yet. One through Sister Location on the Switch. I know because I have it. But
thank you.
It's like, why are you gonna make like games like Doki Doki are already on the Switch? Why are you gonna make one that's like gonna compete with, the Switch when already it's shown that your console is $100 more than the Switch? That don't make no sense to me.
That don't make no sense. Yeah, that's pretty goofy.
I can't wait to see Portal and like VR.
Oh, Portal in VR
Physics.
would be a great idea.
Portal in VR, but it's all about physics and stuff, and just staying put while like your like Chell is like gliding through the air from like the launch pad and stuff. I don't know how that would feel.
That would be pretty cool. But I would.
But like Half-Life Alyx worked.
What if you could only move around with the portal gun? Like you have to use the portal gun to move around. That could be really cool.
That would like remove the entirety of like physics and stuff, because you need to be able to like.
Well, you also a lot of it's like
with
moving.
physics, like with momentum, you have to like put a portal like up on the ceiling, or like somewhere that's like an angled space to get to one spot, and then you gotta like put a portal like down by your feet, and then you just like go through, and then all of a sudden just you launch off. Fast then go in, fast then go out. I'm almost done with the first Portal game.
How you liking it?
I love Portal so much. I want to play the multiplayer, the co-op version on Portal 2.
Yeah.
Same play as Atlas and Peabody.
So.
It's like 1 o'clock.
It's like 1 o'clock. We have been going for about, I would say, a little less than an hour because we spent a lot of time trying to figure out what we're going to name this.
We spent 5 minutes.
We spent 5 minutes trying to name this Two Fuckers in a Basement. And actually, after this episode, we're thinking about having some guest stars so we can talk about more topics. We just want to do at least
like
one
D&D,
episode. Like D&D, which may bring in a few people we know. We know a lot of people who play D&D. I play with a lot of them.
I'm learning.
And you're learning, and you'll play with us in our next campaign as a group, and maybe next time I DM. Because I'm doing one right now where I'm DMing a different group, and I'm pretty relaxed with the rules, and I only now thought that I could use my little chess table over there as a way to set up for encounters. I only now thought about that. I could have done that so much longer ago. And I have the little chess pieces, which is enough for like 8 people, because I have 8 players in mind. And yeah, we could just do that. Well, I now thought about that. But that's for a different time. We'll do it on our D&D episode. Which you want to do that one next, or you want to do SCPs next? SCPs. That could be another one of us, or maybe we can have someone else who knows a little something about it.
Does anyone else in our friend group know about SCP containment?
I have no idea.
SCP stuff? No, not at all.
Probably
it's just
not.
us two.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah. And the next one, I'll show them about the YouTube channels I watched that got me really into it. All right, so
I've been recording for a little bit under an hour.
Yeah.
I think we should cut off the episode here.
All right. I feel like this was a very successful episode of Fuckers
Most
in
of
the
it was
Basement.
talking about Overwatch and like the lore and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a big game.
It is a huge game, and
like I'm hyper fixated on it.
yeah,
As like somebody with ADHD,
yeah,
probably. But there's just a lot that I know and a lot that I've, experienced from my 5 years of playing Overwatch.
Got a lot of skins in there that I love so much, but there's so many more I have not gotten yet.
But we need to cut off the episode here.
We need to cut off this episode because we can't get this going for too long. So thank you for watching our first episode of Fuckers in a Basement. We're literally in my basement. We're just sitting here. We played Jump Force for like 2 minutes just to show off how silly it looks. All right, yeah. So thank you for watching. Come to our next episode where we talk about SCPs.
Yeah.
SCPs. And we'll probably have the next one be Dungeons and Dragons, maybe.
The one after that be Dungeons and Dragons with Corian.
Yeah, because she is like the dungeon master that I know, that I work with. So she's pretty cool. All right. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time, which is, I don't know, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We're not going to do this on a regular schedule.
What are you talking about?
We're probably going to have this. We could probably have like 2 episodes come out.
We're going to be seniors in high school. We're not going to have a regular schedule.
We're probably going to end up doing like 2 episodes in like 2 days, or 2 episodes in the same day, and then end up having like a 2-week-long gap for the
next. Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be such an inconsistent release schedule. But I do want to try to keep like pumping out episodes, because like this was fun. This was a lot of fun just talking to you, Sam. Love you, buddy. All right, so thank you for watching. Tune in next time for SCPs.